Hi guys, I am Rebecca and these are my reviews. Okay, so today I have another nail video for you. You can see that some of my nails are already painted and some of them are not. I need to touch those up. So I am going to show you how I do my gels and introduce you to some of my new colors here. Okay, so first things first, I have a new gel nail lamp. This was sent to me. The one that I was using before was from a company called Gelish. This one is kind of fun because you can actually do your feet. Not that I think I would ever put gel polish on my toes, but if you wanted to, you certainly could. My other one is actually quite a bit smaller, so I'm just gonna take this out. Now I have used this several times. I don't know why I feel the need to keep it in a box other than it just, kind of keeps it safe. So it's pretty simple. I do like that it's open on both ends. My other one has a back and I was constantly hitting my nails on the back of it. So I like this, so even if I go past it, I don't knock my nails on anything. And as you can see, it is large enough to get my whole hand in there. I could even do two hands if I really squished them. Probably not, my hands are pretty large though. Anyway, you get the idea. This cord is not very long. It's maybe, I don't know, 3 feet, which is my only issue because half the time when I'm doing my nails, I'm doing it somewhere like in front of the TV and the plug is across the room in the wall and I need to get an extension cable. So this does have 30 seconds and 60 seconds on there. So you can time it. Or I've noticed that sometimes it just starts on its own. If you just put your hand under there, it'll start counting up instead of counting down. Like, let's see, if we do 60 seconds, it starts at 60 and goes down. I don't know why I'm lighting my hands. Anyway, let's put that aside for now. All right, the next two things I would like to introduce to you are these sets of gel polish. Like I said, what I've used in the past is Gelish. I've used a couple other brands, but both of these brands are new to me. Let's start with Laguna Moon, and this set, I think I talked about this in a new and interesting things video, but at the time I had not used them yet. It is 6 polishes, and these are labeled only by number. So you can see the number on the bottom, but it doesn't really tell you the color. So what I did is I did swatches for myself so that I could say, oh, right, 001 is this kind of burgundy color. It looks a lot like this one, but this one has sparkles in it. My swatches were not great, and they have a piece of tape over them so that I could actually keep them on there. So it's a little muffled, but it's basically just for my own reference. There is a nice burgundy red, a light pink, kind of a minty green, a nice dark purpley red. It actually looks way more purple here than it did on my nails. Let's see, I do not have that one swatched. This one is a really great black, and then this one is a sparkly red. So I have those 6 colors here, and then the Model 1's kit. This one has 7 colors, and I did the same thing where I swatched the colors in here so that I could kind of see it, but I didn't label them because after doing that, I realized that these actually have the colors swatched on the side. It's not a great swatch. This is rose gold though, and by the name rose gold, I basically know what I'm getting. I think most of them are pretty obvious. Black gold, which is this one right here, which is kind of a cool, it almost looks green in some lights, but it's black with a gold glitter in it. But at times it looks green. It's kind of an interesting color. And also I just want to mention the shape of the bottles. It is square, which is kind of fun. What is great about square is that you get a better grip on it. It's easier to twist the tops off, especially if you're working one-handed because you have something else going on, which I often do. I've got this hand in the light and then I want to get my next polish ready, so I do this. So anyway, it's kind of nice. It's easy to do that. Easier than with a round, which just you just don't have as much grip on it. So anyway, but however, when it is square, it's hard for me to this is tight and you can see it's not lined up. So I have to loosen it a little bit to get it to line up. The only one that doesn't line up at all is this one, which is just completely, I can't get it any better than that. Anyway, okay, so I have Ultraviolet, which is this purple on my middle finger. I actually really love this purple. I think it's really fun. Dreamy Silver, which is this fabulous metallic color. I love these glitter polishes. I think they're so great. Morandi Nude, which is this one that's on my pinky. It's really kind of a grayish beigey nude. It's not very warm. It's much more cool toned, which, you know, I like it. I think it's really pretty. Lucia Red, which I don't have on my nails, so I will use that one today. And then Bronze, which is on my pinky over here. Rose Gold is this beautiful gold shimmery. It's definitely a glitter polish. I really like the two glitters. Okay, so my base and top coat are these two from Gelish. These are the only ones I've ever tried. Since I've been doing my own gel polish, these are my original set. I do need new ones. These are running low, but I haven't gotten anything yet. The Gelish brand is really expensive, so I was thinking about getting some from either Modelones or Laguna Moon, but I just haven't done that yet. So anyway, I'm gonna be using these from Gelish. And then the only other thing you need is some cotton balls and some rubbing alcohol. And then I have this little buffer block from Julep. So the buffer block I like to use on my nails, basically just to get it nice and smooth, you know, make sure that there are no jagged edges. I certainly don't go crazy with this. I basically just make sure that, you know, everything's nice and smooth. And I have recently trimmed these, so it's all good. Also, definitely make sure that your cuticles are pushed back, because if you have cuticles out, then when you apply the nail polish, it will lift onto those cuticles, or, you know, just be way up here, but it will lift onto those cuticles, and then when it starts growing out, it will lift up here. In fact, you can kind of see that on my pinky happening here. Here, let me zoom you in. You can see that happening on my pinky right here. I painted over the cuticle, and now as it's starting to grow out, it's lifting right there. So this is going to start irritating me any day now, and I'll probably end up peeling it off, even though you are definitely not supposed to peel off your gels. You're supposed to soak them off in acetone. I don't know that either one of them is particularly good for your nails, but I almost always end up peeling mine. Okay, so now that we have our cuticles pushed back, everything laid out, I'm just soaking a cotton ball in alcohol. And I'm going to rub and I'm basically just cleaning my nails at this point, so. Okay, make sure that you shake these really well. Okay, now the key to this is doing thin layers. You really want to avoid thick layers. You can do multiple layers, just don't get them too thick. Definitely make sure that you get your end cap here, you know, where you paint the tip of your nail, like the side of it basically, and just try to get a nice thin coat. I've only gotten gel nails professionally done like once. I was gifted this set for my birthday several years ago, and I've been doing it myself ever since. Now, what I do after I paint is I almost always just go around with a clean nail to make sure that I don't have the polish around my nail. It's really important because otherwise it'll lift on the edges if you get it on your skin. Okay, I'm gonna do 60 seconds, and while that's in there, I'm going to shake up the polish I'm going to use. Okay, I am going to use CL117, which is black, and I'm going to put that on my ring finger. This black is the best black I've ever seen. It is super opaque. It's a fairly thick formula though, so you kind of have to be careful about wiping nearly almost all of it off of the brush, because otherwise it'll get too goopy. So be super careful around the edges, but again, you know, if I do get sloppy, I can just clean it up with a clean nail, and then always make sure to get your end cap there. I don't know what that's actually called. And then I'm gonna use CL245, which is that glittery red, and I'm gonna put that on my thumb. A lot of times what I'll do is I'll take my soaked alcohol cotton pad and I'll kind of rub it on my thumb, which I'm gonna use to go around the edges, because the alcohol will help clean that up. Wipe anything off on that same cotton pad, cotton ball. Okay, and then I'm gonna put these back in my LED light for, let's just do 30 seconds. Okay, and then I'm gonna go in for a second coat. On the second coat, I try to not go as far down on the cuticle, because if you get a big edge there, again, it's gonna start lifting. So I do my first coat as far down as I can, but then after that, I don't go all the way to the edges. Okay, another 30 seconds. Okay, and because these two colors are so opaque, even on 2 coats, I think that's enough. So I'm gonna go ahead and put my top coat on. Same thing, just a nice thin coat, and be really careful when you're near the cuticle and on the sides. You do want this one to go all the way to the edges, but just be careful that you don't get too thick of a coat there. And of course, get that end cap and make sure that you clean up the edges. Okay, and then for the top coat, I'm gonna go back to 60 seconds. And then to finish it off, I'm just gonna get a new cotton ball, soak it with alcohol, and wipe the top of the nails. This step is very important because if you don't do this, it will remain sticky and you will ruin your beautifully polished nails. And that's it, see? They're dry, they're beautiful, and they're supposed to last up to 2 weeks. Mine sometimes last that long. It kind of depends on how well I get it on there and what I'm doing day to day. You know, if I go swimming, they're gonna come off faster. So, but they do last longer, and I think that they make my nails stronger. My nails tend to grow better while I have gels on because when I hit them on something, they don't chip and crack like they normally do, and they don't peel or anything. So I love having gels. I don't do them all the time, but I do like having them, and I like being able to do it at home. Okay, I'm gonna do the other hand and show you those colors as well. Painting with my left hand is always so much harder, so I try to be really, really careful. But this hand, I always end up having to do touch-ups. I mean, and this is the good thing about having an at-home kit is that, you know, when I only lose 2 nails, I can just redo my 2 nails and I don't have to make an appointment and go in or take the rest of them off to match, you know. Easy peasy. One of the many reasons I like gels is that they're instantaneously dry. You know what I mean? It's not like with regular nail polish, which I feel like has to dry for a good several hours before it really sets, you know? Like I can do these gels and then go do the dishes right away. No big deal. If I tried to do that with regular nail polish, forget it. Okay, so I had to do like, I lost count, 4 or 5 coats on this one. On the green one, it just wasn't turning out, but that's okay. Even the red one, I had to do 3 coats, which I knew I would because this one wasn't quite as opaque as the other colors in that bunch. And the Laguna Moon set, the black and the sparkly red are definitely the 2 best colors. The rest of them are all more like the green where it takes more coats. You still get, you know, a beautiful color and it's perfectly fine as long as you do several coats. It just takes a couple more is all. Anyway, that's basically it. That's how I do my gel nails at home. I've really been liking this lamp. I think that it works great and I love the size and shape of it. And I really like both of these sets. I'm really happy to have them. I love the packaging on the model ones. I don't know, these square things are great. Okay, so anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this and maybe got some useful info. Definitely let me know if you like these nail type videos or if you want to see more in-depth tutorials or tips or something like that, just let me know. All right, well, thank you guys so much for watching and I will see you in my next video. Bye.